Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm gonna
Say hi to Nicole. Come here.
I'm going to start that. Okay, so I'm just getting everything ready on my screen and we'll wait. We'll wait. I think I have it set up where I don't have to welcome. Okay, yes. Okay. Jackson, I like how your name is on the screen.
Want to say hello? Say hello.
Hi. We get to see you guys tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I am trying to, I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I'm like, no, I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah, we're very excited to go see
Good.
school, right?
And look, there's all our other friends and Penelope and Malia. I see Malia and Orion. So we'll go ahead and wait. And there's Kurt. We'll go ahead and wait just a couple, I'm actually on time. A couple minutes for everyone to join. This is being recorded because there were a few families who can't join us, so it's just a nice option. So if you do not want your face recorded, you can go ahead and turn your camera off. And if you do not, we're going to do our best not to mention like names if you're talking about your child or anything, you can, but I'll do my best. I just said everyone's name, so I don't know, never mind. I'll just do my best to keep it as confidential and private as possible since it's being recorded. And I see Miss Amelia's here. And Miss Chelsea's here. And we just met Caleb, and we get to, sorry, I'm reading messages too. No, okay. Did everyone have a good day? And Miss Monica's here. And there's Caleb. Okay. Let me see if shared screen. So now I haven't facilitated a Zoom for a while. I've been in a lot of Zooms lately, but I haven't done our meetings. So I remember how to share everything with the volume. I don't think there's anything we need volume for, but if there's any questions or if you have anything you'd like to add but not say out loud, you can use the chat box. I do have the teachers kind of reading the chat boxes so that way they can interrupt myself or anyone else with kindness. So that way we can stay on topic and answer questions as we go and make it as meaningful as possible. I want to say thank you for being so flexible of meeting tonight with this on the calendar as last minute, since I decided last minute to cancel our in-person orientation. I know we were excited to see everyone, but we're just not quite there yet to be all together. So in the chat box, if you'd like to introduce yourselves too, we're working on ways to connect families in your classroom. We're going to be updating the school directory, and you can introduce yourself and who your child is, if your child's moving up or is in the same classroom, the preschool room, toddler room, or infant room, or if you're joining us for the first time and we get to meet you and introduce you to new families and other families. We have a lot of people adding on, so I'm gonna just give it a little bit more time. And is Edie typing? I see her forehead. It looks like she's busy at work. And if you hear a big dog in the background, that's my dog Thor. And he probably hears a neighbor dog and they're talking. He is very friendly. And Miss Chelsea's here. Okay, so it is 6:03. I'm going to start, and since it is being recorded, if you are joining on, you won't hear this message right now, but you will hear it later, and you can go back and listen to everything. I would like to start off with, I made a little PowerPoint to stay on topic because I get very excited and passionate about early childhood education, learning, curriculum, what we're doing in the classroom and hands-on with the children. That I can go on and ramble. And so Miss Chelsea and Miss Faith have promised to keep me on topic. And if I start going in one direction, they will remind me to come back around. So and Sisters due in October. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to share our PowerPoint and get started. Did anyone have any questions or would like to say anything before we start? Hi, Boone.
Boone was saying hi here.
I read the lips and I saw the excitement. Yes. When I see the kids going like this, like, why are you not seeing me or hearing me? But I know the mute's on. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Everyone knows me. I'm Nicole. I haven't had a lot of time with half of you, but I have with the other half. And I'm really excited for this year to hopefully have more connection in person. We've been operating the entire time during the pandemic, so we feel confident about operations and keeping the school healthy. We are excited about moving forward with some new guidance. I did have it planned to share the updated family handbook, which I turned into an ebook, but late afternoon yesterday, we just got an alert that we have a new update for guidance, of course. So it's bittersweet because right when I was ready to send everything out and I felt like, yeah, I checked something off my list, they hit us with another guidance. So, but that means I get to share everything that's accurate. And the neat piece is, which I'll share with you, is the illness policy. They gave us more information around for moving forward, and we are able to loosen the illness policy and exclusion piece, which I know is really important for needing care, but it's also part of keeping our school healthy. So we'll share more about that. And Miss Sophia's here, and I hear you, Boone and Edie. So let's get started. I'm going to share. I'm going to share my PowerPoint. I thought I closed everything. Here we go. So share. I'm just reading through the steps slowly. Share sound and sorry, you guys. Okay, it's because I didn't open it. Here we go. And sharing. I do a lot of self-talk. Sharing. There it is. Share. Okay, can you see the virtual slideshow?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That took less than a minute and a half, so that's exciting. If you're just joining us right now, I hear the bell going on and off. We are just getting started. We kind of did a little intro with what tonight looks like, but we're going to dive right into it. So here's our family orientation. So welcome, families. We have all of our teachers, most of our teachers on tonight too. So I'm going to introduce them and you can say hi to them as well. My goal is just to check in tonight because I know we have a lot of questions. So it's starting, we start at 6. We will end at 7 to respect everyone's time. If we don't cover everything, I will follow up with more information, or if you have questions that you'd like more information on, I can email you or call you guys too. The good piece is with transitioning, we're almost to one transition, so we'll be able to balance and manage our time better and respond quicker. So these are our goals for tonight. And the main thing is really just to help you understand what we hope to see happen between our partnership and how we will do our part to achieve those goals, because we really are partners in learning and care. So we will start off with our program-wide expectations. This is part of Teaching Pyramid Framework. We were just offered to be a partner site through the California West Ed, and we are the first private school. So it's a really neat achievement, and I'm really excited about Teaching Pyramid because it works for all children and mostly for us adults. So we're aware of what we're modeling and teaching the children. So we focus on the social emotional piece, and through that we focus on our program-wide expectations, so we're all on the same page and we are intentional about what we're teaching children, the behaviors we want to see, because this is the time they will learn those behaviors and master them for kindergarten and life. So we will be hearing and talking a lot about we are kind, we are respectful, we are healthy, and we are safe. So we'll share that. In each age, in each class, it looks a little bit different because of being age appropriate. And so we match them to the behaviors that we're working on. So if we see some hot spots and we're like, oh, we love to run inside, you'll hear us say, oh, we are safe, we use walking feet. So we always focus on the desired behaviors. And we do a lot of work with connecting families around this. I'm going to start off right here with our okay, can you guys see this one? This was a PowerPoint, but the PowerPoint is missing. So we have a PDF, which is okay. And if I'm talking a little fast, you can ask me to slow down or repeat something. I can't see the chat, so you're going to have to unmute yourself. Okay, so a child, this is part 1. A child enrolled is a family enrolled. It really truly is with this age, and in our center, our program's really about pulling the family strengths, not just the child's, and connecting everyone to the whole learning concept. So what we do here is hopefully something you'll take on and continue through your child's education for later years, since that's a big component of positive outcomes. And we will be talking about our program-wide expectations. Expectations help everyone know how to behave at our school and sorry you guys, the bar is in my way and I cannot see what it says. And how we will treat each other, children and adults. Okay. So these expectations are part of a very special project I just talked about, Teaching Pyramid, and you'll see the pyramid right there. You'll see it a lot. And the bottom is for everyone. We all can use a nurturing, responsive environment, a supportive environment, and healthy, positive relationships. The green area, honestly, I feel like is for everyone, especially children, because they've only been on our earth for so long. So what we do is we focus on the infant program, the toddler program, and the preschool program, with the appropriate supports and teaching them what they should know at that age, while understanding they're still so little and they shouldn't know it all, and that's our job, is to teach it. The intensive intervention is an area where some children are just showing us that they need some more support, and the neat pieces we work with local community agencies through Early Learning Institute, and you'll hear all about them and why we love that partnership and how great they are for families. The purpose is to promote healthy social emotional development and to teach children the skills that will help them be ready to succeed in school. And like I said, life, because that's ultimately the goal, is we want to raise healthy adults, but keep in mind we're trying to protect their childhoods. So we are healthy, respectful, kind, and safe. That looks different in each age, like I said, but even for us, I know it truly is a great tool for us with communication, problem solving, if there's ever any differences, or trying to understand, gain more information. This is an older picture of Grace and her dad, Billy, and we are healthy. I am being healthy when I wash my hands when I enter the school. So right now, I'm showing you the language you'll see in the children's classrooms on poster boards. So this is how we speak, this is how we support them, and then they buy into it, and then it empowers them. So they are healthy because we all are. We are respectful. Lillian, I am being respectful when I help care for our garden to help it grow. We are kind. I am being kind when I share space. And like I said, I cannot see because while painting on the art easel. Okay, we are safe. I am being safe when I hold my mom's hand in the parking lot. This is a big one of keeping in mind of transitions, and safety is really having your child next to you because they are so quick and it can be a busy little street. Learning how to be safe with myself and others, to treat others and the environment with respect, and to be kind are important for success in school and in life. They are an important part of what your child is learning this year at Storybook Village Preschool. The expectations are about creating, enjoying positive and caring social relationships. So it's really about enjoying the relationships for the children, for each other, and with the teachers because of the partnerships. And our goal is to for families to become friends, because that really does strengthen the community, and it's just something that you get to enjoy while being parents, because parenting is really hard, especially during this time. This is the hardest time ever to be parents. So it's nice to know you're not doing it alone. By following the expectations, children will learn important social skills they will need in life. And one last but important thing is the expectations are for everyone. I want to say that was our last big family event before COVID hit. Okay, so Miss Monica and Mason, and I'm totally using children's names, so I went against everything I said. This means that the teachers will be kind to your child, keep your child safe, and treat your child with respect. It means that the director and teachers are responsible to you for taking the best care of your child. That is really our purpose, to care for the children, and that's what we take seriously. And so this means, here are some of our families. You can use similar expectations with your child at home and communicating progress with your child's teachers. So this will happen throughout the year. So each month you'll get more information about how we can stay connected and pieces of the teaching pyramid. So it's not overwhelming and all at once. I have created and updated a pacing guide, so that way it hits us and reaches us during seasonal events and family needs and development, because children will show us what they need, and we kind of have an idea of what to expect, but there will be times where we need extra support. So some examples: our family is kind, let your sister have a turn with the book, help daddy set the table. Our family is respectful, use our indoor voices when mommy is on an important work call. Our family is safe and healthy, get to bed on time. Bedtime routines is so large, and we can help you with that. I know if you're starting in the infant room or toddler room and you're transitioning from 1 to 2 naps, that's usually the hardest piece for families joining group care, is adapting schedules, because it doesn't just impact the child, it impacts the whole family. And then our family is safe and healthy. Oh, I just said that. And our family is healthy, stay home when we are sick. We'll check in about that too. And so we are a relationship-driven environment. Our environment is the third teacher. It's set up to support the children and the teachers. That's what I'm incredibly passionate about, is our space and the energy around it, and setting everyone up for success. So if there are behavioral concerns or challenges or differences from the children to the adults, we really have an idea of what's going on, because we've eliminated factors, because the environment is incredibly supportive. And we'll share more about Some of our quality improvements we're working on with extending the yard for the toddler yard and doing some TLC projects, which is exciting. So to fulfill these expectations, we will all need to show kindness, treat each other with respect, and keep each other safe, including keeping our school healthy. So what can you do? You can make a commitment today or tonight to help your child learn the expectations, model the expectations for your child. That takes practice, and they say practice makes perfect, but it's really practice makes persistence. So as long as we're trying our best and knowing how to kind of back onto our goals, that's all that really matters with parenting and supporting children. So join us for other Teaching Pyramid events. Read and discuss the resources that we send and share with you. A big one is the newsletters. There's a lot of information there, especially with this time, the pandemic, because I can't see you guys. My communication is all over the place because it's a lot of work right now, and like you guys are all working, it's a lot for you. So in between two worlds and balancing and managing time, it's just trying to put it all in one place as best as possible. So if you can't go through it and read it all at once, you get it through Zoom, and it was great, but it's even better in person because you actually get to make those relationships, and the material is designed for in person. So there's Miss Chelsea. We are healthy, safe, respectful, and kind. So thank you for joining this part of it. We're going to go to part 2, and here's a little preview. We're going to talk about your child's first day. So we're going to connect. A lot of you've already turned in your paperwork with the cultural background questionnaire and just traditions, just to help us understand what your family values and how, so we can celebrate and honor it and learn, and how we can include your family into our preschool program. It's, you know, with today, this is a whole other topic. There is a lot going on that's teaching us adults of how we need to reframe our thinking and approach things differently. And it's not quite there yet, and we're learning too. So I can say that I'm always as transparent as possible. If there is an issue coming up or happening in society, I will respond with what I know to be the best practice for the children and what I do know or what I'm learning. And then hopefully we can share more information. And if there's a better way, I'm all for it, because I know there's just a lot of growth needed there from us to raise some strong leaders in these children. So part of that is really just gaining information so we know how to support you guys and include every family. The Asq Screening Tool, Ages and Stages. It is a free tool, a free service. It's amazing. It is not to find any delays or anything wrong with a child. It is to really see a child where they're at, what he or she needs to do to master skills at their age. So the questions are aligned to their age, and they're really simple, like yes, no, or give an example. And then it helps us see, oh, your child might need more support with the pencil grip because the fine motor skills are a little, needs more practice. And so the teachers then would take that information, we don't share it with anyone, and that's how they'll plan curriculum, is about where your child's at. And so that piece is just another tool. And you know, the one example I can give is a family used it for the first time and they realized, oh, my child doesn't respond or listen as closely as I thought. So then they took the ASQ to their doctor, and the doctor, and they followed through with their journey, and they had learned more about the child. So it allowed the child to receive, how do I say this, to receive as much support as possible. So it was just, this is the window in time that we really get to know where children are, and we just don't want to waste a minute because we want to make sure they're supported for when they get older. So the enrollment packet, I will need, if you are a new family, as soon as possible. By Friday, so we can check in about that. I'll be reaching out to families tomorrow. Up to the immunizations. The infant toddler families will be doing a Zoom or in-person family meeting if they haven't already. And then our website will always have updated information and resources for you if you ever are missing something or want more information, if you can't get a hold of us in that moment. And then there's another picture. So you'll see this in our program. You'll see a lot of family pictures, different resources. we're pivoting from the pandemic. So that means that there's policies changing. So sometimes it just feels like information might be all over. It's because I'm also shifting into digital format. So it's just taking a little bit more work. And then the drop-offs and pickups we will talk about right now with the procedures. And I'm skipping the illness policy here because we're going to follow it up at the end because we do have new guidance and how to be healthy. So we're going to start off with our daily schedules and outdoor classrooms after we say hi to our teachers. And then we'll also share what we're going to bring. I did create that handout and I know it's in one of the emails. I also added it to the website in case you need that list again. And I want to say thank you to the families who have shared their pictures already. And if you haven't, you can bring in the actual pictures that we can have, or make copies for you, or you can email them to me so we can print them out. And so our goal is to have a picture in the cubby for each child, a laminated one with Velcro. And in our preschool room, I have some pictures. We'll have a family check-in in the morning and get to share where their family is because we do emotion check-ins throughout the day. So it's a great way to include families and teach it to the children. And then we want to make children family books because they love to share and show off their family and just they're proud and they love you guys. It's a way to stay connected. And we'll also be sharing how the curriculum and the photos, videos, learning stories, and all of those displays really do share what your child's learning and how you can be supportive. And this is my favorite quote. Every child needs one person who's crazy about him. I'm just really excited that we get to be those people for your children. I know for me personally, I've been dreaming up of school since I was a little girl. So to watch it come to life and knowing that we're only a little bit there because there's so much more work we can do if we don't have natural disasters interrupting our goals. I'm just really excited to create this space for our children because they deserve it. I want to say that's everything there. So we're going to just move, screen stop sharing. I'm going to share one more screen. But before I do, I would like to just introduce the teachers or have them say hi real quick and just say hi. Miss Monica in our infant room, do you want to say hi?
Hi, I'm Miss Monica. Nice to meet you all, and I'm the infant room teacher. Hi, Edie.
Thank you. And then I think Faith's here, and Max sees you. I saw him jump up. He heard your voice.
Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Faith, and I'm the lead toddler teacher.
Okay, and Miss Sophia.
Sorry, you can probably hear my dogs in the background. Today's my daughter's birthday. She is 27. I'm Miss Sophia, and I'm crazy about cooking for the kids here at school. I've worked in all aspects of preschool in different areas. So this past year, I've had the opportunity to jump into the kitchen and just learn some really cool and fun recipes. And it's been great to hear the kids' excitement and what they think and how they like it. And so it's been really fun. And just really quick, I just became a grandma this past year. So I'm super excited about that too. So I just had to throw that in there. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Miss Chelsea.
Hello, I'm Miss Chelsea, and I am the pre-K teacher, and I have a daughter who is 7 years old, is in the 2nd grade, and is attending Cali Calmeca, and I am excited for all the new kids coming in this year.
Thank you. And Miss Amelia.
Hi, everybody. I'm Miss Amelia. It's so nice to be able to connect with you guys. I've met a few of you, so it's nice to see you guys again. And I'm in the preschool component, and I'm really excited this year to be able to connect with families more because I started during the pandemic here. So I didn't really get the same connection. So I'm hoping this year we'll be able to have more opportunities to get to know each other and connect. So welcome to our village. We're so excited to have all of you.
Thank you, Amelia. Is Miss Julie on? I can't see. I'm looking and looking and looking, and there's Amelia again. Okay, no. Okay, so I might have missed that memo. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going on that way. I can share everything, and then I want to leave a lot of, or the rest of the time, just to check in and say hi, and then ask questions, or if you need more information, or if you have questions about Monday. And Orion's right there, ready to jump in, and so is Max. I love their faces. Okay, let's go ahead and share this one. And so we did all the expectations. I think I just love teaching pyramid. It really works. Let me move my bar again, right here. Okay, so classroom information, we're going to check in about that. We just met the teachers. Schedules and routines on the website are our current schedules for summer and pandemic life. I am updating all of that, and we'll be emailing all families on Friday the updated schedules, and it will include more indoor time, and as if it's fall and winter, because with the seasons, we have different amount of outdoor time, but we are always outdoors. The schedules I would like to mention is, since our philosophy is around Reggio Emilia and really respecting the environment and treasuring our relationships, I'm really passionate about this philosophy because it talks about our schedule not being measured around time and being in a rush and needing that hour mark, and that's what our goal is. It's really about the activities and the connection within predictable routines, and that is what children need. So it reminds us adults to stay calm and present with them. So the schedules are always predictable. So for the preschool example, they always arrive around the same time, whatever your schedule is. They'll have their play, they'll have their circle time, always is at 9:30, transitioning from 9:30, and then right after circle time, they'll have their indoor time, all free choice, free time. And within that time, they'll have a snack opportunity, and then they will have a story time, outdoor time, lunch, rest time, wake up time, and snack free choice. So it's always in that order. Will it always be around that time, or projects always the same? No, but they'll always have their meal time at the same time. They'll always have their rest time opportunity at the same time, and they always get picked up. So that's what they learn to be predictable, and that's how they can trust the time they have with us. And the learning goals and curriculum and assessments. So this is a big piece. I'm going to make a little pre-recorded video because I'm also doing it with the teachers. And there's just so much to share. The first year I opened the preschool, we're entering our third year right now. We've done a lot for a little over 2 years with just operations. So I had a goal for the third year. First year was breathing. Second year was tidying up things and the pandemic now. And now the third year was always about the curriculum and really diving into those relationships as partners and creating the learning experiences around who's with us. So that's what I do, and I love the curriculum, the learning piece. So you're going to see some really cool, rich projects this year. And part of that is the emergent curriculum. So we go off of the children's interests and abilities, and how we learn where they're at is through the observation piece. And we use a DRDP assessment tool that's aligned with California's school entry and readiness. So what we do is we gather that information, what we learn about the children, and then that's how the teachers plan activities and curriculum around what they need to practice to master the desired skills in all the learning domains. So the biggest domain we focus on, of course, like I mentioned, is the social and emotional one, because if children aren't able to problem solve or self-regulate or pay attention or cooperate with an adult or keep safe, nothing else matters in a school setting. So our goal is to really teach them what they're supposed to learn at this age while not focusing too much what they should learn next year, because right now is all that matters. Part of the DRDP is sharing that with the parents, and I'm excited about fully implementing that this year and having teacher parent conferences. If you like, I like to call them family meetings because it takes off that pressure. It's just such a cool time to connect with families. And that's where we learn more information about how to support the child and your family. So another piece is in the preschool component, we do implement zoophonics and a gardening curriculum that's also aligned with our school menu. So there'll be small cooking projects, which we will begin in fall a little bit later. We're going to kind of get through this time to be healthy, but you'll hear, you'll meet a character a week. So Allie Alligator, Bubba Bear, Katina Cat. So it's Sound of the Week. And that's how we expose children to literacy and language. That's age appropriate. Some children run off with it and some just master letter sounds and are really engaged where they actually love learning. And that is a big goal in itself. So the zoophonics, I love, all children love animals at some point this year, so that's exciting. Our primary learning groups, we're going to have our drop off and pickup procedures shared with a visual. We're making visuals right now so you kind of know where to drop off and pick up. Because of weather or time of the day, and us slowly shifting back to our typical schedule, we'll also make little signs if the children are outdoors. We'll say it's out, we're outside, or if they're indoors, they're indoors. So if they're indoor, the infant and toddler classrooms, you'll pick up in the hallway. We're still asking families to have one family at a time in the hallway. I'm working on getting creative around some things because I know right at pickup time, it's time to go. So I do appreciate everyone being patient to keep the 6 feet distance. For the preschool component, if they're not outside, you can walk in the back gate and go to the door in the backyard. And that's where the entry point will be. And then you can knock on the door. If they are outside, you can come in a little bit and then close the gate. We just ask it's always closed. That's one of our goals, is our plans is to have a different gate. So it's user friendly for families, because we've learned that with the pandemic, there's so much we learned that did work well, and we want to keep like having the preschoolers dropped off in the back of the school because it is hard to walk through the building and other classrooms. It disrupts the other children, maybe because they're younger too. It does upset them seeing strangers or family members when they're like, wait, where's my family? But all families will be getting a door code. So if you ever need to use the bathroom or check in and see me or someone else, you can just come in through the front door. And then I think that's all for that piece. We ask all families, we are getting another hand washing station outside and in the front hallway. We're just working with that. So we are asking all families to always wash hands or use hand sanitizer too. That's a big component. We were doing that before the pandemic happened. It's something I learned with early Head Start, and it just kept our school and our program healthy. Smooth transitions, we'll share more through Teaching Pyramid. And if we ever find, wow, this looks like a hotspot or you're needing support, please reach out to a teacher and know that we're here to support you and make it a successful drop off. And then if it helps for us just to step next to you and support it and say quick goodbye, which is usually the case, we could do that. We want to respect your family and you and your feelings. That being said, in the preschool setting, I love to be able to model the desired behaviors and support families and teach the child that, ooh, it looks like you have big feelings, and luckily we have tools and we're here to help you. So this is how we do transitions. And then families would be able to check in and always call or email. Right now, my communication is all over, so I will be able to get that back because I have a 13-year-old son, and he just went to school for the first time yesterday in a year and a half. So it's like the best week ever. And I can work now full time without distractions. So now I'm starting to be able to respond quicker. Hand washing transitions, that's the main part for classroom information. Are there any questions so far about the classroom information? I bet there's a lot, but maybe we'll just keep going. School policies. We talked about a program-wide expectations, a big piece in the enrollment packet. Did someone unmute? A big piece is the pro-social agreement in policy. That piece is really to help us share expectations of what our responsibilities are and then what yours are as a partner. So if there's ever an opportunity to support a child and really give all the support possible, we're all on the same page and on board and excited about doing that. And we're a team. So that's a big piece of why I have that policy there. Family engagement, families are to participate 10 hours a year. We've kind of paused that last year because of the pandemic, but we had so many families participating from home or doing random creative ways to stay connected. And so we have on the calendar, which is on the website too, and I had emailed it, I'll include it on Friday's packet. We have it where parents can, if they have special strengths or ideas or suggestions, they can spend time with us in a way that's safe. And we also have project work days because we have a couple cool projects we're doing together. So those are on the calendar. In person, email, phone, all families will be getting a welcome app, a welcome letter for the app if you're new. I know there's a couple families waiting to add on family members so they can use the QR codes to sign in and out. They are finally upgrading that and making it easier to share that with families. So I should have that information in September. Policy information. I know I'm going fast because I want to make sure I have enough time for you guys to ask questions. So school policy information, school closures for emergencies and others. We have an emergency and disaster plan. I have it on the website, but it will be thorough in the family handbook, and it explains everything from our relocation site we haven't had to use, the drills we'll do with the children. The biggest piece with drills to make sure that we know how to plan for disaster and be prepared is really teaching the children that they are safe no matter what. So how we practice it is what we will model when there is an emergency or a disaster. So a big component of that is staying calm and teaching them that we're practicing something and also making it age appropriate. So they may not know what exactly we're practicing, but they know when we do this, this is how they respond and this is their job. And we make sure that it happens because our job is to keep them safe and that's what we will do. Wildfire season is here. This is a tricky one with pandemic because there will be smoky days. I did email families, and because I have new families, I can't give you those direct emails yet as part of the mass email. I will have that for you guys if you have not seen it on our website. So there is a guidance that we've created to be aligned with how smoky it is, and we do follow Air Now. Licensing in the county has approved that and suggests that be our main one because numbers can be all over. Younger children, it is wildfire smoke is incredibly dangerous for them and their development. So if it is at 50, the number, then they will be indoors. 100 will be the preschoolers, or if it's too smoky at a lower number, we'll go indoors. It's just the common sense and best suggestion. I know that we have to kind of get in the habit of checking it now because now we're entering it and we're outside and it could just hit us like that. So we do appreciate families are like, oh, did you know it's like 70 or 80? And then we're like, oh no, we didn't because we've been playing, but it's just kind of getting us into that practice again. A big thing with the wildfire season is that right now with the pandemic, it's important to have healthy air and as much outdoor time as possible. So now moving forward and getting further into reaching an end goal with this pandemic, we're able to stay indoors if it's smoky and not have to close. I know we had to do that twice last year because we couldn't stay indoors and it was too smoky. If it reaches 200, we will have to close. I think we did that half a day now that I recall, and that is just what they suggest in the best practice too. And I'm hoping it doesn't get to that, but Yes. And so for school closures, we communicate through the app, email, or phone calls if we can't get a hold of you. So please make sure your information is always up to date. Tuition is due on the first day of your child's week. It's weekly. Some families have asked to pay in advance 2 weeks or a month, and that's your choice. It'd be ahead of time, not afterwards, and we can set that up. Tuition is based on our annual budget. So if your child attends or does not attend, you are still paying for that spot. What I like to share with families, I have updated it from last year, is a big component of the why we have our fees and everything with the tuition is I always pay the teachers. So if there's a closure or a child's not there, I wouldn't send the teachers home. They do have their job security, and we do know that they're going to show up the next day because they feel secure in their roles and they are important to these children and our families. So if you have questions about schedule changes, always reach out to. We are pretty full, so there's not much flexibility, but we can get creative, and some families are flexible. So, and it always somehow works out with a good amount of communication. And if your child's going to be absent, please let us know so we can plan for meals, or just also to safety purposes. We don't want to wonder and worry if they're okay, or maybe if you're not okay, then we can know. Nutrition and menu, we will be sharing our 3-week menu cycle. We'll have this 6 weeks, or we'll have it out ahead of time. And that will be shared on Friday. And that's for the toddler component and the preschool component. So morning, afternoon snack, and lunch is all provided. And Miss Sophia cooks it at the school. And it's pretty nutritious and healthy and scrumptious. And we do get a lot of families calling and asking for recipes because their children do not like the way they make it at home. So I know we were having a parent work on our cookbook last year, but we just weren't able to get there yet with our recipes. So that could be a goal. Celebrations, we're hoping to have more celebrations. We want to celebrate traditions, families, if a new baby is born, if someone loses a tooth, if a grandparent visits for the first time, if it starts raining. The celebrations and traditions are not just around holidays. So we really want to teach children how to celebrate each other and our families. Birthdays, if you are bringing a treat, it has to be a healthy treat. We do not have cake or cupcakes or any of that, because there are opportunities for you guys to have that at home. If you would like to spend time with 34-year-olds, 3 and 4-year-olds on sugar, I think it would explain it, but it's just for their development and it won't impact their routine. And then it's also promoting healthy habits, because not everything's centered around sweets. So this is an exciting time to share that information with families and stay connected with different ways we celebrate. Okay, so the illness policy, new guidance, I will share. Our current policy is online. It's going to be somewhat similar. There's things we have improved, and so I wanted to make it more relevant, because that was when I opened the school. I did that policy before I opened the school, and of course things look different, and I did update it a couple times, but I'm really excited that you guys are going to see like this little storybook of everything we do and why we do it, and how it reaches your children and how it supports your families, and the opportunity to collaborate with families. So if there's an area like, there's maybe this is a great way to approach that policy. I'm all about communicating and sharing those thoughts, because I really just want to make this handbook a great resource so we're all on the same page, so then all our focus can be on the children and their learning and this whole experience, because this is a big milestone for your family we get to be a part of. The illness policy I'm going to share on Friday, it's exactly the same symptoms, and it's really clear for me to say that we are a symptom-free school, and the pandemic has taught us a lot of how to address that, and common colds just cannot be allowed at the school. Especially we have an infant and toddler component, and they're teething, they're mouthing everything. However, there's allergies or common colds happen like 8 to 10 times a year, and some children get it every time. So that's really hard on families. And they usually last about a week. So in the health etiquette, I could go on about all the reasons why we need to exclude illness symptoms. The biggest piece is if your child has an allergy note in the older classroom, we will honor it. We won't honor allergy notes for infants and toddlers. They're just too young and they have the same symptoms as a cold. So it's really hard to understand what's going on with that child. So with the illness policy, if your child has any symptoms, we will call you and they will need to be picked up within the hour. If they wake up or they've had symptoms the day before, they should not be attending. And we just need that 24-hour clearance now. So we were able to get rid of the 72 hours. So if there's a fever, it's the whole, and any illness, it's the whole next day your child wouldn't be there to make sure no other symptoms develop, and to give your child that rest, because if we keep pushing them, they play so hard, it might just linger. So there's no more 72 hours, it's just 24 hours, and that's a big piece. So it's 24 hours after the last symptom and without medication. So we're not pacifying symptoms. And I will share that in like a little mini video and go over it all, but I know there's always confusion. So we just do not allow illness symptoms, and it's a tricky time right now, but it does make for a healthier school. The runny noses has been a tricky one for us because we've been told that they are allergies from doctors and we allow it. And then we have 5 families sick. And so it is a catch. So that's what we're trying to work through and really just build trust with families and honor system and really make it clear that our job is to share information and hope that you guys are on board and excited about creating a healthy school and knowing that we can trust each other. So I don't want it to be as if some families have to hide things and create that culture. I really just want you to come to us and ask questions if it's not making sense, or we can help each other, because it's a lot of information and symptoms look different. With rashes, you can get a doctor's note right away and they can return if they say it's not contagious. If they say why it's not contagious, so what is it? If they can identify it. If they can't identify something, then how do you know it's not contagious? Then that's the piece where we always end up having illnesses spread, and that's the common theme. So we just need, and like licensing just enforce, it needs to be an identifiable symptom and cause of illness. So I'll have more information. That's usually the sleep, nutrition, and illness are the 3 hard things for group care for families. And questions, you can email them or call me if you don't want to ask now, but I know we have about maybe 11 minutes. Are there any main questions? I'm going to take this off. I'm going to stop sharing. So thank you. I know that's a lot of information. Nothing? Does Max have a question?
The whole time he sees all of his friends and he's like saying Mason and Kurt, there's Kurt and there's a dog, but the whole time he's saying Miss Megan, where's Miss Megan?
Oh, Miss Megan, it is her last day on Friday. She's going to be working in the elementary school.
Yeah.
But she will visit, and she does want to be a substitute. So it's nice to still know that we'll have that connection. And so there was a question, can parents volunteer in the classroom? We are working towards that. We're not quite there yet. My hope is to definitely have that for, have more information for November. I'm thinking that would be a yes close to that time, but I don't know. We're all going through this for the first time. I know for volunteering, you do need your TB test and 2 of your immunizations on file. So if you want to get that ahead of time to be prepared, we'd love that. But we did have volunteers, and it was really nice. Austin's dad would read too. He read a few times. So we started building those rituals and everything, but they just stopped. So we're excited to get that back. Set holidays and closure days. Yes. So good question. That calendar is on the website too. We are closed on the main holidays and about 2, I need to look at the calendar. I think it was 3 professional development days because I'm going to take 1 off. I did take off 2 of this, we follow the Santa Rosa City School schedule, but I did take off 2 of the closure days and decided to add them to the week off and around that the winter holidays, because it was really nice for families to be with their family and for teachers to be with their families. And we returned with, knock on wood, like limited illnesses, because that was a time with gathering that there was a lot of illnesses. So actually families missed less work and having that time to reset. So we have that week off in December, and then July, that one's been set. So those are the main ones. So cute. And that calendar is on our website and updated. So that'll be part of your packet on Friday too. Pre-K, preschool, toddlers all have lunch and morning and afternoon snack, and you are really not allowed to bring food. So I say that the nicest way ever, because it has created a lot of behavioral concerns, or if there's children with allergies or haven't tried something, or if they have dietary restrictions because of family preference, it just eliminates a lot of situations like that. So the children will always eat at that amount of time with 2.5 hours. And if you share like they didn't eat last night or this morning, if they're going through a growth spurt, and if they're really showing hunger signs earlier, we will, and they tell us they're hungry, we'll always offer them food. We will always make sure that they're fed. Because we know it's all about individualized care to an extent too. No matter how old you are, your needs need to be met. And that's really the best part too, is the lunches. So you don't have to pack lunches, and they actually really like the food.
That's amazing.
Besides today, the raisin English muffins, they did not like those.
So Nicole, what do the kids need to bring with them on a daily basis?
Oh, good. I did not go over that. So the list does share the water bottles for the week, and then the very beginning of the week, you'll bring the bedding, the rest time, the crib size sheet, a light blanket. We asked not to bring a big sleeping bag or blanket because we don't really have the space to store it. But if they want to bring a stuffy, to like a comfort item for rest time, they can, as long as it's not a toy or hidden toy pieces in it, because I know how tempting that is. So it helps kind of control, once again, those behaviors and the power struggles. And if you find that your child will only enter with a toy, please let me know, because I'm really good at solutions and support, and I will help create a new routine and transition with their primary teacher. So that way it's not just on you, and it becomes that morning that you cannot escape. And then you have to go off to work, and then 10 minutes later you have that parent guilt because it wasn't a good feeling. So let us know if there's things. Children in the preschool age, they want to bring things. They do. They want to share their toys. They're so proud and excited. I know play dates can't happen right now. So Miss Chelsea's all about to having a book share day, which she created last year. So each child will have a calendar for the older kids' families, and your child will have a share day, and that's a book that you guys can have your child bring for that day, and that will be read during story time, and they get excited about that. Parent teacher conferences, when do those happen? I have that on the calendar too. And if your point person teacher leaves, will you get to meet the new teacher to discuss? Oh yes. Yes, we haven't, to be honest, we've been open a little over 2.5 years, and we didn't have the turnover at the very beginning. And right now we're shifting because of needs that are changing with trying to figure out our post-pandemic life and going back to capacity. So we had our teachers furloughed who asked to be furloughed because they had school-age children. And so those parents then reconnected with a new primary teacher, and we make sure to support that transition, and then make sure that all teachers in that classroom know the children, and that they work on the assessments together, so they will know where children are at, because that's how they plan their curriculum. It's just really making sure you guys can establish that connection. And the teacher conferences happen in November and May, I want to say. I have it on the calendar. So fall and spring. I love Max's face on there. So that's a good time to connect too. Are there any other questions? I know it's a lot of information. I want to say thank you for taking your time to be here, and I'm trusting us to give your children this time away from home during a really scary time to be away from home. But we're really excited about being that place because we're really passionate about what we do. I'm excited to share it with you guys. So we'll get creative until we can finally be together. And if you have ideas, let me know too. Were there any more questions? How do I access the app? They email you guys directly. So when your child is enrolled, so I have everyone set up if you're new for your start date. It's going to be next Monday. From Sunday to Tuesday, you'll get a welcome email, and then they will send you the steps, and that's how you can download it. Yes, we do have field trips when it's allowed, and we do need parent volunteers. And so I try to plan that out ahead of time. We went to the theater. I want to say, did we go 2 times or 3 times? I love books. I'm obsessed with books. So if I can do a theater trip, I overbook us. So we did that, and then we did the pumpkin patch. We want to do farmers market this year if we can, to really tie into our curriculum with the food program. Also through our Healthy Apple program, we'll be sharing recipes and the Catch curriculum about physical development, but they really do introduce children to what farmers markets are and how to include families. So that would be really neat to go visit. I think that's all the questions.
There was one more question about the pre-K groups and separations. Did you get that in your message? Let me see. It says, how many?
Sorry. So sorry. New teacher, Rebecca, we hired. We're still doing the training, and this was not on her schedule long enough to commit. So she's not here tonight. And then, sorry, Sophia?
Did you want me to read the question for you?
I don't see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It says, how many kids are in preschool side? Are the groups within the preschool side always together, or is there some separation?
Okay. So that schedule, it will show the new updated one where we are moving away from the pandemic separation the entire time and allowing more of commingling. So the preschoolers, they'll be up to 29 a day, and there'll be 3 teachers. And so their large group experiences, their morning circle time and story times will be in their primary groups separated. So they'll have that separate time in large groups. And then also during the free choice, we will have in that room off the kitchen, where the first part of the free choice, which will be about an hour and a half to almost 2 hours, they will be able to choose when their body is hungry between a window, and then they can go serve themselves and eat and have a conversation with the teacher and their friends, and they'll have morning snack. And then if there's a couple kids left who have not had snack and they're about to close that mealtime window, they'll give the children who have not signed in, because we're going to have little sign-in systems, so they'll see their names and pictures all over. We'll make sure that they have a chance to have morning snack if they're not able to listen to their body yet or don't want it, and we'll have to offer it to them. And then once meal time's done, then that's when the small group time happens in that room with one teacher, and children will take turn if they're interested in making sure that we do invite and get those children who are sometimes just loving the block room. We'll make sure that they want to be a part of the small group at some way, somehow. By their interests. So there will be opportunity, because it is a large group, and that's what the pandemic taught us. Like, oh, it's so nice to have small groups. One, really, so parents always had their go-to person, and then they felt like, you guys really know my children, or I know how to connect. It's easy to get lost if there's a lot of people, and we really want to keep that. That's why we're doing the primary teachers in the older group too, even though we did with the PITC for infant toddlers. I think, did that answer that question? So yes, small groups within free choice time too. And I think there was one more thing. Oh, that's it. Okay, so it's 7:01. I promised we would get off Zoom on time, if you find that there's a question or you need more information, or when I send the parent handbook, storybook, with the resources and everything, then let me know, please. And then also we're cleaning out the shed, and Miss Chelsea and Amelia are doing a wonderful job. And I lost our registration bags. So I'm getting the new bags tomorrow, and then you'll have your goodie bags if you're not able to come by Friday or Saturday, or if they're not ready by tomorrow, then your child will have them on Monday. And there's a really cute note for them. And our new families get the healthy apple plate that our other families have. So I know families have enjoyed that. And there's some other things in there too. So if you're wanting to send us pictures so we can get them ready for your child's first day, we would love that. So I want to say good night. Thank you. And I hope to hear from you guys if you have questions. And I'm excited to be in person more and be at the school more. Now that my son's in school, I cannot wait to be just fully working with no distractions. Have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.